Kia ora e te iwi, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and welcome back to Playmakers for 2022. To kick us off this year, we have a special announcement. New Zealand UFC Flyweight Kai Kara-France will be back in the octagon on March 27th, facing third-ranked Askar Askarov, and he joins us now from MIQ. Kia ora, kia koe Kai.
Kia ora, back. It feels like we just spoke yesterday.
I know.
When I was in Vegas.
Well, that's how quickly this turnaround has come. But before we get into that, Kai, these photos of your trip in Hawaii looked absolutely spectacular over the Christmas holiday. How was the trip with the whānau?
No, it was awesome. You know, it was nice to be just soaking that family time after such an eventful lead up. It's nice to just chill out and just enjoy each other's company. So my son, he loved Hawaii, and my wife, she loved it. She just wanted to be close to the beach. For a few days it did rain, so we were looking back at home seeing, why the hell did we come to Hawaii? It's so nice back home. Everyone up north fishing and getting all the craze. But no, it was awesome to be there. My first time over in Hawaii, so it was cool to be there. And obviously being Māori and Hawaiians being, our cousins from the same lineage as our tupuna, so you feel a connection there, and it was cool to go there and to see it, in person. But yeah, it was nice to just to be there, but I stayed ready. I told Dana White after my fight, if there is anyone pulling out or anyone misses weight, I would love to take that title fight in January. So I kept my weight down the whole time. Even though I was on holiday, I just, eating the right stuff and doing a little bit of training. Now we have a new fight booked. So quick turnaround. It's actually on my birthday, March 26th. Will be my birthday in America.
Yep.
This fight's in Columbus, Ohio. Pretty much after my fight, they had this lined up. I said that I wanted a title shot. I said, well, sorry, we're not going to give you that. I feel like they're going to give it to the number one contender, who was the second guy, which is Alexander Pantoja. But I said, well, let's give me the number one contender fight. So the Russian Askar Askarov was the number one contender, pretty much. So I see this as the next best thing outside a title fight. So I want to fight the best in the world. I want to, prove myself. People already counted me up for this fight, saying you're just going to get wrestled. You're just going to be just another setup for the Russian. But doubt me. That's what fuels my fire. That's what everyone did on this last fight. So I'm more than ready for this. I've got momentum on my side. I haven't stopped training. I could make weight next week if I have to. That's how light my weight is at the moment. And I'm baited. I haven't really stepped the foot off the pedal. I've just hit 2022. Just motivated, and even though I'm in MIQ, training just continues. I do what I can. Mm-hmm. My last fight camp, we're in a lockdown, so it's all the same. I can just be creative and adapt around all these restrictions. But pretty much once I get out of 10 days in Christchurch in MIQ, I start my camp. So we start to build for March 26th. So I'm excited. I'm refreshed having that little break with my family. It's important to kind of have that downtime. So then now when I start this next camp, I'm just ready to get back in there and pick up where we left off and make a run for this title. So yeah, I can't wait to get back in there in front of a crowd again in Columbus, Ohio. I've never been there before, but I'm building my fan base in America, and I'll be ready to put on a show once again.
Nice one. Look, after that last fight, beating Cody Garbrandt in such spectacular fashion, we spoke to you straight after that win, and you were very excited and, in your words, kind of warranted either Moreno or Figueiredo after that trilogy fight, the result of that fight. Were you a little disappointed that you weren't able to, that there's yet another hurdle to jump before you get to that title fight?
Yeah, a lot of people saying, you didn't get what you asked for. You gotta speak up and you gotta put it out there. Otherwise, the UFC, they're not gonna wait for you to, or wait for the fights. I'm gonna go out there and ask for the fights that I want. So, this it's just a fight game. You just got to adapt, and now we have a new fight. My mind is on the title, and to get to the title, I got to beat the best, and the next best guy is the Russian. He's fought all the best guys. He's beaten a lot of good guys in that top 5. I wanna make a statement. He hasn't lost in the UFC. He hasn't lost in his pro career yet. He's had 1 draw, and all the rest of he's won. So, he's going to be high quality. He's going to be, he's been out for a while, so he's going to be motivated to take me out to get to the title. But all eyes are on me. I feel like in this flyweight division, I kind of, did what I said I was going to do by taking out Cody. I feel like I've been a bit disrespected in the way that people have reacted to Cody, saying, he doesn't have a chin anymore. Anyone can knock Cody out, but I made it look that easy. That's why people are saying it. So, I just got to make another statement come March 26th. So that's just my whole career. I've always had to shut up, the doubters and the people that say, the flyweights aren't exciting.
Yeah.
One of the most exciting divisions in the UFC. So, we're just going to keep that momentum, and I can't wait to get back in there. I told Eugene straight away I want a quick turnaround. I just want to fight as much as I can this year. The last 2 years with this pandemic has really put a halt on a lot of the New Zealand UFC fighters. Only been able to do maximum 2 fights a year. Yeah. So I want to just make the most of it and fight as much as I can, and obviously fight for the title and win the flyweight world title. That's my ultimate goal. And you can see I'm focused. You can see that I'm more than ready just to get back in there, and that makes me excited because I haven't really taken any days off. I ran a marathon after day before Christmas, just to make room. Just to make room for Christmas. But that's just where my head's at now. I'm just so focused on what I need to do, and I know it's going to help me in the long run. Just staying fit and staying ready. Not really taking any days off training, and just constantly staying at that peak performance.
How do you do that? Because this fight is a quick turnaround, like you said. It feels like we just spoke yesterday after your knockout win over Cody Garbrandt. So now when you come up against a fighter like Askar, first of all, maybe a lot of our viewers aren't too familiar with him as a fighter, so maybe break him down a little bit as to what you're expecting out of him, and how do you switch up your fight game now? Because coming up against Cody, where it was, on the feet, could be very different to this fight against Askar, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's a dangerous opponent, and his strengths are his wrestling. These Russians and Dagestani fighters, that's what they've grown up doing, is wrestling since before they could walk. Similar to Khabib, they all come from the same background. So, there's no secret in this fight camp. I'm just going to have to wrestle and counter wrestle. I want to keep this fight standing, but in saying that, I'm more than capable of, neutralizing, defending the takedowns, and then putting them away. I believe in my hands. I believe in my power, and I can knock out any flyweight in the world. Doesn't matter if you got wrestling or not. The fight starts standing, so it starts in my ballpark. So he's going to have to work hard to keep me down. If he gets me down, we're just going, and it's just who wants it more. But in my last fight camp, I was wrestling with a Commonwealth wrestler and high caliber grapplers. Towards the end of my camp, so I'm more than holding my own against them. I'll be doing the same for this camp. Bringing in a lot of grapplers, a lot of wrestlers, just to keep me sharp and keep me honest. And then I will be more than prepared come fight night. So I know once I get out of the MIQ, all the boys are deep in their camp. Israel, Bloods, Carlos, getting ready for their fight in Houston. I'll just be joining the same system, the same team. It'll be cool to go back into the gym and just jump into that atmosphere where everyone's already, everyone's firing, everyone's going 100% all in, and I'll just be jumping straight back in. So that's why right now, while I'm in MIQ, I've got a bike in my room and I've got other things I can work on. So I'll stay fit. I'll keep myself as ready as I can. So once I get out of here, I just hit the ground running, and I won't be at a disadvantage being locked in a room. I'll just be doing what I can. So yeah, Askar Askarov is a high caliber opponent. He's definitely the next one of the next ones in line. So I take him out and I take his spot, and that's how I see 2022 happening. Me getting a title fight after this fight. I don't want to have any more doubters saying, "Oh, he's not ready." He knocked out a former champion, but there's no what credentials is that? But it's a lot different if Cody was to win. They would be like, "Oh yeah, he's ready. He's the next guy." So it's just funny how it all works out. But yeah, any doubters this fight, I just want to neutralize his wrestling, show them that I'm a well-rounded fighter, not just not just a knockout artist, but show my wrestling, show my skill set. And I think my son wants to come have a chat as well.
My turn, Dad.
Yeah. Keeping me busy as well, obviously being.
I was going to say, you're probably cocking up the K's chasing him around too.
Yeah. Pretty much my day starts just trying to entertain him as much as I can, burn as much energy as we can, so then he doesn't get bored being stuck in this room.
I reckon. It'll be hard with a little one in there. Look, Kai, after Askar had success over Benavidez, he also said that winning that fight warranted him a title shot, winner of Figueiredo and Moreno. What has the talk been? Have you been assured, perhaps, that the winner of this fight will get that shot?
So they didn't give Askar Askarov the title shot because he missed weight against Benavidez.
Right.
That's a big red flag, and if you're wanting to fight for the title, if you're missing weight, it's, you got to be professional. You got to make sure that you're, sticking to the rules. Well, yeah, pretty much everyone in the top five, you could have an argument why I should get a title shot over all of them. I'm coming off 2 first-round knockouts, just beating a former champion, and coming off 3 performance bonuses. So ranked number five in front of me is Brandon Moreno. Yeah, he did get a win over me, but he's coming off 2 losses right now. So that kind of keeps him out of the. Number 4 is who's number 4? Alex Perez. He missed weight in his last fight. They didn't even fight against Matt Schnell. Fight got cancelled, and then he's coming off a loss as well. Number 3, Ashkar Askarov. Like I said before, he just missed weight in his last fight against Joseph Benavidez. Why are you going to reward a title shot when they can't even, follow the rules? And he's all decisions. He's never finished a guy in the UFC. And then number 3?
Oh, that's Askar.
Number 2. Yeah, number 2, Alexander Pantoja. He's been injured, and he's got 2 wins over the current champ, Brandon Moreno. But he hasn't been inactive, and that's why he had to pull out of this fight that's coming up for the title in a few weeks. And then obviously Davison Figueiredo, he's about to fight Moreno for the 3rd time, the trilogy. So once he's had his fight, win or lose, then I feel like I should be the next one in line. But the UFC didn't see that, so that's why we have to show them why I should be the next person in line for the title. So Askar Askarov's the next guy. He's been on Twitter calling me out straight away after my fight against Cody, saying, "Hey, take this fight. Stop running. Stop being a chicken." It's like, bro, who's running your Twitter account? I know it's his manager Ali, because this guy doesn't even know English, and he's writing pretty good call outs on
translation.
On Twitter. Yeah, pretty much. So he's actually been making a few videos trying to get me to bite on social media, saying, "Don't be a coward, fight me in March, or fight me for the number 1 contender." And I was on holiday, so I wasn't really buying into it. I was like, "Oh, this can wait till next year. This fight's not good." So then yeah, I pretty much confirmed after, well, when I was in Hawaii, told Eugene, told the matchmaker Mick that let's get this going. I wanna get this fight in the pipeline so we can lock in our first fight for 2022. So he'll get what he asked for me out. He wants to call me a chicken for not taking this fight. I was on holiday and I was enjoying that family time. It was my time to kind of soak that in. But I've always been accountable, and I always make sure that I'm putting in the work, even though I'm on holiday. It's in the back of your mind that you're probably fighting in March. So yeah, now the date's set. Now the fight's announced. I'm ready to just get in there and shut this guy up and make him realize that you got to be well rounded. You can't just wrestle and try just lay and pray on top of me. It's going to get you hurt. Once I get back to my feet, once I neutralize the takedown and stuff it, I'm going to put the heat on him, and I'm going to come for his head. So I want to make another statement. I want to keep this momentum going into 2022, and then I'll be getting this title. So I can't wait. And yeah.
Absolutely exciting fight, Kai. Like, really cannot wait. And it feels like, I know that when we were talking about the Cody Garbrandt fight, it had like a feel of a title could come of this. But this one is like, oh man, if this goes, like the assurity of, there's no excuse after this, that it's there for the taking if you're good to go and get it. You did mention Israel, Blood and Carlos all getting ready for their card in February. I wanted to quickly get your opinion on that before that comes around quite quickly, and you'll be, of course, as you said, in camp with them. So what do you make of that card? All three fighters are fighting for their, very different reasons. There's a title on the line. Carlos is making his comeback and Blood's making his debut. So what do you make of these three and what's installed for them?
Yeah, it's exciting for all three of them. They've all got a lot to prove, but they've been all the way through the holidays. They haven't really taken any days off. I knew they were training on Christmas Day, New Year's Day. Doesn't matter. When you got a date set, it's a kind of rough time to have a fight like early Jan or in February or even in March. You don't have a holiday. That's just what comes with the sport. You've got to be a fighter ready to go anytime, anywhere, and that's just how it is. So I know they're all pushing together. They're all doing all the usual trainings, working with Eugene obviously and all the boys down at City, as well as all the extra trainings we do with I see they've been in the pool with David Wood and working with our sports psychologist and our strength coach Thun. So they're all doing what they need. Exciting time for Bloods, his debut fight in the UFC. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table, because you just don't know. He's so unpredictable, so exciting, just because he just does so many random things that you just wouldn't think of. So it's great style for MMA, especially with small gloves. He'll come out doing some crazy stuff, and I can see him being a massive star in the UFC. Carlos, coming off a loss, learned a lot, and he got faced with the UFC jitters, which is a real thing. He's obviously had a lot of fights, a lot of kickboxing fights, a lot of experience, but in the UFC it's a lot different. And he smelt blood and went for the kill. And the other guy was tough, durable, took every shot and stayed in it. So Carlos really put everything into that first round, trying to get that finish, and kind of fatigued himself a bit. And everyone knows once you get tired, you stop listening, you stop sticking to the game plan, and you just go off instinct.
Yeah.
And just got caught. He learned a lot from that. Just I guess take his time, stay more calm, and I know he'll be hungry to get back in there and to show the world what he really is capable of. And he was winning that fight easily. He was one or two shots away from winning, but you need to be more calculated and just be more, I guess, calm under pressure. Like in my last fight against Cody, had Cody hurt, but you have to use your body and your presence as the pressure. You don't want to be fatiguing yourself by trying to just machine gun, trying to punch and do everything, and that's out of emotion, and that's what gets you tired, because you get that adrenaline dump. You want to be want to be putting the pressure on, but still being cautious, being careful, and then when the time's right, just like a sniper, put them away. So yeah, I'm excited to see Carlos back in there, and obviously Israel against Robert Whittaker, great matchup. This is the second fight. Obviously, a lot has happened since that first. Whittaker has got back on a win streak, so he's got a bit more momentum now, a bit more confidence. He's, I guess, done what a lot of those middleweights haven't done, which is admitted they've lost to Israel and not just make excuses.
True, yeah.
Because, they've all done that. In Costa, they've all said, it's the weight cut, or I won this fight. But Whittaker, he actually said, okay, the better man won that night, but I've learned and I've got better. And you can see he's improving. But, Israel is the middleweight world champion. He is, the face of the UFC. He is the amount of confidence that Israel has in himself and his abilities is like the same as Michael Jordan or that kind of GOAT status in mixed martial arts. So for going into this fight, he's definitely fired up. He wants to make Whittaker, he wants to lap the division. He wants to take everyone out again. And Whittaker's the start of that. So, yeah, it's an exciting fight. I don't see it going any differently than the first fight, though. I feel like Israel's going to catch him eventually and put him away. Maybe Whittaker might wrestle more this fight. But, Israel is more than ready to hold his own on the ground and get back to his feet if he has to. But I feel like he'll catch him eventually in the first round. And I see Israel holding that belt for a long, long time, even until he retires. So yeah, I'm excited to see all the boys get back in there. And maybe in March there might be a few more boys from City joining me on the card. So it's a busy start to the year for City Kickboxing. But this is what we did up where we left off, and we get the ball rolling. And obviously our adopted brother Alex Volkanovski, his opponents pulled out of their title fight, Max Holloway, for the trilogy, for the third fight. So there's a lot of talkings on who's going to step up as a replacement. Is it going to be Korean Zombie? Is it going to be Yair Rodriguez? Is it going to be Henry Cejudo, who's trying to pick a fight with Alex and come up a weight class? I tweeted Henry and I said to him, mate, you don't want that. Stay retired. Enjoy it. That you don't want Alex walking you down.
Yeah.
And people are a bit on Twitter. It's a different world out there. Everyone's,
it is.
what are you talking about? Henry's a gold medalist and double champ. This doesn't matter. It's a different weight class. And Volkanovski has got the strongest top game I've ever trained with. And I've trained with Henry, so it's not a fight that Henry wants. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who the UFC give Alex. I think it might be Korean Zombie. I think that's in the pipelines, but I'm not actually too sure. So yeah, it's an exciting start of the year for the boys, and I can't wait to see everyone climbing the ladder and staying the champ and for me, my journey to the title. So yeah, it's exciting.
Exactly. It really is. 2022 and City Kickboxing are taking it by storm. Kai, thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll get to check in with you before you do have that fight at the end of March.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Always good to chat and catch up.